Hello guys, good morning. How you doing? Compliments of the season. So this is the 26th of December 2025. And one can't help to when is this time of the season or this time of the year, you know, for non-Christians. One can't help to reflect on how the year has gone so far. And you can't help to think about those um, those resolutions you made at the beginning of the year and thought like you think about how the progress is or how they were you know and you kind of measure your progress. So is a good thing. If not for anything, it affords you the opportunity to do a self-examination, a thorough self-examination, because at the end of the day, we are we are here for a purpose. We are here for a purpose, and you have to believe that to fulfill that. If you don't believe that, then you are on your way to a fruitless and aimless journey. So um, of course, I used to do that as a single man. Now I have to do it as a family man. you know. But at the end of the day, there is still that individual aspect, individual responsibility, individual reflection as to how well you are going in your personal goals, you know, and how your goals is going to affect the people around you, the people you love, and the people you care about, and your friends, of course. Um, so I think at the start of this year, there are two um, there are two things over the course of my journey in self-development. There are two things I I thought as very critical, in anybody's pursuit of anything worthwhile, and that is number one is discipline. Discipline is the chief, you know, in anything you want to do. Inculcating discipline in your you know, daily activities. Go to how you fashion out what you want to do, how you want to do them. Sorry, excuse me. So discipline is very key, very key. It's indispensable because discipline kind of um helps you to keep track, to stay focused. You know, keep track of the step by step moves you are making. You because in the world we are in today, anything there are a lot of distractions out there. There are a multitude of distractions, and one is never lacking an excuse. In anything that can amount to distraction. So discipline is very key. You know, and we need to understand what discipline is. And discipline is basically the way I see it. Of course, is the ability to stay the course of any venture. That's just the long and short of explanation of discipline. You know, it's the ability to stay the course of any venture, anything you are venturing. Even if your mom sent you on an errand to to Lekki or Ikorodu to go and buy Gary or anything, and along the way you see your friends playing football. I know why I'm breaking it down. You see your friends playing football and let me just play football for 2 seconds before I continue on this journey. You play football for 2 seconds. Now you met another friend that is going to a party. That they are going. Say, this market I'm going to. Okay, let me go and party for 1 minute. Now in your partying for 1 minute, you see, you know, distractions are hydra headed, and it can it can throw you off course before you even realize it. So imagine this little boy now going to the market to go running errand. At the end of the day, he finds himself doing another thing altogether. And by the time he realizes himself, it is already too late. So that is just a little explanation, of what it entails to be disciplined. Stay in the course. Okay, imagine in another scenario, that little boy is sent on an errand to buy, an errand in Kodu. You meet your friends playing football. You'll be like, this will throw me off balance in what I'm going to do. I'm going to okay, maybe after what I'm going for, I can come back or I can play this anytime. He continues. You see in the road again, he sees another people going to a party, blah blah, whatever it might be. I'll be like, and you stay on the course, you'll be like, no, I have to go and do this first. Yes, that is discipline. Every other explanation you have will just be, basically a variety of choice of words. But this analogy is basically what discipline is. So yes, at the beginning of the year, I found that very critical. I can't say I've done very well in that regard. But to even recognize, the deficiency of that is a lot of progress. So the second thing I think is, but of course I know where the weaknesses are coming from. I know where the falters are coming from, and of course, it will make you better in addressing them. Now, the second thing I think is consistency. It's hard to stay when you want to stay in the course of something. It's hard to stay consistent because along the way, you might you let your mood get in the way. You think anything you are trying to achieve is about your mood. It's not really. When you attain that level, that no matter what your mood is at any point in time, you can continue in what you are doing. When you realize that your goals and achievements have nothing to do with your mood, you've transcended a certain level of discipline and consistency that you are almost unstoppable. Ability to wake up every morning, to set course in that thing you want to do, to continue it. Despite it's not about your mood, it's not about your physical disposition or anything. It's about the need to do what you have to do. It's about the need to put in the effort, to continue putting in the work until you start seeing results. That is what consistency is about, and it's a difficult thing. These are the things I started with this year, and I can tell you that to my own standard, I don't think I did very well in them, and I also recognize why I did not do very well. At least I have a good understanding of why that likely happened. And of course, they are going to these very simple things. Sometimes the key, I believe, is setting simple goals for yourself. When you set simple goals for yourself, you see that it's like a building block. It begins to add up. I have learned not to set lofty. In fact, practicing discipline alone is a lofty goal. It may sound simple, but it's not as easy as it is. A lot of our young men in this country now, Nigeria, a lot we lack discipline. We lack discipline, like it is all over the place. We lack discipline. We cannot stay on something and finish it. We cannot set out for something and truly, go and it's difficult. Distractions all over the way, all over the inconsistency. You are swayed by what's the external noise and everything. You want to be part of everything at the same time. That is distraction. That is indiscipline. It doesn't work that way. You don't become known or achieve distinction in a particular, goal that way. You have to stay focused. You have to know what you want. You have to have clarity of mind and vision of where you are going. If that is not in your head yet, then you are still being blown by the wind, and you can end up anywhere. or everywhere. You know, at every point in time, where you're going, what you are doing, the end goal should be clear in your head. How to achieve them should be clear in your head. Clarity. That brings us to the third. I said first, I said two before, but now, clarity came up. Yes, clarity. You have to have a mental clarity of what you are doing and why you are doing it and what you want to achieve doing it. So this is a Christmas message, and I want it to be short. If you can reflect on these three things, then you're already on your way. Discipline, consistency, and clarity. They are very, simple but very strong words, and they can be the difference between failure and success in any aspiration. So if you sit down and think about them very well, I'm sure that it can change your life in a way you've never imagined. So please, those little things, those little goals you are setting for yourself, inculcate these little values, and you see how far it brings you. So thank you. This is the Christmas message. Happy Christmas. Stay with the Lord. Celebrate responsibly, and prepare for the new year. Thank you. We'll be in touch. Also, I always forget to do this, and I don't know. Please subscribe and like, and you can also comment so that we can exchange ideas and converse. Okay, that's the whole essence of this engagement. Thank you.